Hi there, it's me again talking about stretches and stretching correctly with the correct alignment and everything. So I'm going to show a very basic stretch, really good. I find that I love this stretch. It's actually, I'm going to make it into two stretches that we can all do at least once a day, and it's going to make a big difference to you over time, most definitely. Now, this specific stretch is stretching your legs and your back at the same time. It's very, I could say that it's powerful because it's got a lot of benefits to it, especially if it's done correctly. So I'm going to explain. We'll start first, stage one. Stage one is if you have a chair like mine or similar and high back chair, you're going to take the chair to be like that. It's quite important that you will make an effort to stand with your legs wide open. And obviously, if you are a very flexible person, don't go into a split, yeah? So again, this is stretches for people that are not very flexible. So if you do the split and you've got no problem, probably this stretch is not going to be beneficial for you because you're already flexible. Okay, so I'm like this, feet not like that, most definitely not like that, slightly turned out. That means slightly turned out, but you will face the chair. That's why I'm going to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing, you want to have the chair kind of you can touch with your fingers, just with the fingertip. First thing to do, keep your legs straight, really straight. And then you imagine that I come and I make you go like that. So I am making you to, it's like I am chopping you, like bending you, yeah? And the back of your thighs and your bum are going back, as back as they can. So I'm here going back, rather than me going forward. I'm going back. If now I am not the most flexible person in the world, but I am quite flexible. So for me, if you notice, my hands are bent. So if this is for the legs, and that's okay, most people in here will feel a big stretch. But if you also want to stretch your back and you find that that's no problem for you, then what I do here, I am either going to take the chair further forward or I am going to stand further away from the chair. So now, if you can see, I don't reach the chair anymore. There is about a foot between my fingers and the chair. And then I'm going to take my bum back and I'm going to be here. And this is in here, I'm going further back, further and further and further. Now, for someone that has never done this stretch, I'm just warning you, this is stretching your armpits, it's stretching the muscles in here, which are so important, and it's going to be a little bit shock to the system. So, you don't want to force too much, yeah? You don't want to force too much from here. You just want to have a good stretch. Now for people that are used to stretch, and that's not too bad, if you want to intensify, you send your hands further forward and stretch your fingers and then allow your chest to go down. So that means now I have a very, very good stretch. By the way, it's really good for sciatica, for so many things. I mean, it will take me days to put all the benefits from that specific stretch. It's very, very good that you will do it at least once a day. But, so let's say you've done it and you go to the point that this and that is not a shock to your body anymore. It's actually not a problem. You feel stretch, you love it, but it's not like, oh my God, it doesn't put your body in shock. So then you're ready to the next level. What is the next level? It's the same, but this time the chair is facing you, and that means that you're going further. So that means I will open my legs further apart. Yeah? I will take my thighs back. I will have my hands in here. I will allow my hands to go away from me. As they go away from me, my body doesn't come with me. So imagine there is a wall and you stuck your bum on a wall and it has to stay on the wall. It's now here. This is why I mean it can only be for people that are already quite stretched. So quite stretched. Again, if you stretch your fingers is so important. You're gonna feel a massive stretch. And imagine that your hands are nailed to the chair so they can't come towards you. And again, that's where you are gonna take it to the very next level by taking the back of your thighs and your bum further back and not allowing your hands to move. So you won't see a change in me, but I feel a massive change under my armpit. You're gonna feel it a lot. So, and in the end of that, the best way to come back is first to go down and relax the head and relax everything. Then to take your legs, take your toes together, toes to toe, heel to heel, toe to toe, heel to heel, and then bend. Draw the stomach into the spine like my fingers stuck under your belly and I poke you, and that's what's kind of lifting you up. Slowly lift up. You're gonna feel it. If you're not used to do it, you might feel a warmth feeling around here. There will be a warmth feeling, or a warm feeling, or a feeling of warmth, whatever you want to call it. And that's not a bad thing as well. It's lovely to move that. We don't move enough, we don't stretch enough those areas, yeah? We don't stretch those areas, right? We don't stretch the torso enough. All our internal organs are there, so it's very, very important. So I hope that is clear, and definitely I would advise to do that once a day. So if you are quite flexible, you should do both versions of the stretch. If you are inflexible, stay with the first one before you even think about going further from there. Right, I hope you enjoyed it, and of course, if you want, just subscribe to that to my channel, because I'm gonna have loads of stretching videos coming. Hi there, it's me again talking about stretches, and I'm gonna continue from our last stretch that we talked about. I will revisit it in a minute. And this is how to intensify the stretch to add a little bit of inner thigh, and I might go and also add a little bit further stretch for the torso. So that means I won't go over of all the things I've done before. I'm just saying this is really for fairly flexible people that let's say that going down to the floor with a full hand is not a problem. Is not a problem, okay? I wouldn't do it otherwise. It's just you're not ready for it. So what do? I take a big step. I'm just going to show you that in the end of the stretch, and I will be facing the chair, I will tell you to take your feet toe to toes, heel to heel. So what I mean, have a look at my feet, toe to toe, heel to heel, toe to toe, heel to heel, and get to that point. That's what I mean. Now I'm going to open them wide, and my feet are going to be turned out a little bit. So let them be wide. So the previous stretch, that building up to this one, we were taking the back of our thighs and the bum back. Our hands were on the chair, if you need to let the chair further go away from you and you want it to be really like stretched over that chair. So from this point, always good to stretch your fingers as well, because they do make a difference in the shoulder, in the arm, or everything. So from that point that I'm here, and I really feel that stretch under my armpits, under my upper arm, my here, so important. Then slowly you're gonna bend your right leg. So, and up to you how much you can bend it, yeah? But you start slowly. You're gonna feel it, the stretch in your left inner thigh. If you don't, it means that you may need to go lower, it may need to be wider, and then do that. But you're gonna get to the point that you're gonna feel that stretch, yeah? And you wanna feel it in the inner thigh of the left. Then you come back, and I'm gonna bend my left leg, and until I feel the stretch in my inner thigh of the right leg. Again, always play with taking the bump further back and have that stretch working for you. And then come back. Now, I'm going to take that to the next level. So again, this stretch is for flexible people. I take the right, and I have a stretch. So now my right knee is bent, and you're going to take your left arm and you bring the left arm on top of the right, and you kind of lower a little bit down by bending the right knee more. What you're going to feel is more of a stretch in your inner thigh of the left leg, and you're going to feel more of a stretch under your armpit, down to your torso, and nearly to your waist. So that is quite powerful. Unless you are flexible, don't do that. And come back. Now I'm going to do the other side. So my hands now are on each side of the chair. And now I'm going to bend my left leg. So that means I'm going to have the stretch on the inner thigh of the right leg. And when I am settled in that stretch, I take my right arm, put it on the hand on top of the left, and I just I just stay there. And again, I remind you, breathing, and out, and in, and out. Then come back to the middle, and this is when we take toes to toes, heel to heel, toe to toes, heel to heel, until you are just a foot apart, and then drop yourself off that chair and really relax everything. And then feel my fingers stuck in your, bend your knee slightly, and I hook you in your belly, and I lift you up one vertebra at a time using your stomach muscles, up and up and up, until you really wide open. So you can really feel that. I mean, I feel so stretched now. It's fabulous. Doesn't matter how many times I stretch in a day. These stretches are so powerful and very, very good for dancers, because they really help to lift the heart. I call it lift the heart up. And also they will correct your posture from this to this. So it's got a lot of benefit for this. Well worth doing it, but building up to it. Not if you're not used to it, then don't start doing that stretch. It's really for people that are already flexible and used to stretch and have no problem with shoulders, had no operation, that have scar tissues in here. Otherwise, it's just no point at all. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a go. Give it a go. You will feel fabulous. After, the body will be in shock in the beginning, then you will feel fabulous.